Can I start off, first of all, thanking MEND for arranging the debate today. I think it's vital that people have an opportunity to hear all sides of the argument. And can I also welcome Dan here to my constituency, the northwest of England. We very rarely get to come into one another's patch in this way as MEPs, and I certainly will also be going to Daniel's area through the duration of this campaign, so our paths may or may not cross again, I don't know. But this fundamentally is a referendum which I believed for many years is something that the people of the United Kingdom deserved to be provided to them. And I'm actually very pleased to see that we are having the type of debate that we are, with an ultimate conclusion at the end of it. Now, many of you have heard, mainly from the Leave side, people arguing. One has argued that if you vote to leave the European Union, you will get a second referendum. Another has argued that if you vote to stay in the European Union, he will try and secure for you another referendum. The reality is there is one referendum, and that's it. And I can certainly pledge to you that although I am arguing for the United Kingdom to remain in the European Union, if the result goes against me, I will be the first to say, no, we must deliver what the British people have said they want. There can be no compromise on that point. I just wish that the Leave side could give the same commitment and respect to the British population that if you choose to stay in the European Union, that they will also equally accept that result and make sure that we then deliver based upon the will of the British people that has been expressed so profoundly. Now, why am I taking the stance that I am? Well, this is quite clearly about the future of our country, and it's about our coming generations. It's about how we see ourselves and our place in the world, and what's at stake. And I cast my memory back and my mind back in the first instance to when I was aged 19. 1989, sitting in front of the television whilst a student at Nelson & Cone College in Lancashire, and watching people ripping down the Berlin Wall with their bare hands. And at that stage, for my generation, our world completely changed. As somebody from a working class background in Lancashire, I could never dream of having the opportunity of being able to work in other parts of the European Union. Work was a long way off. Conducting business was a long way off. Even the thought of being able to get onto a flight and go to places like Hungary, the Czech Republic, and the like was just off the radar altogether. And our world changed at that point. And what did it provide my generation with? It provided us with a landscape that took us far beyond the shores of the United Kingdom. It provided us with the ability to access all of those markets which previously were completely closed to us. Even to visit, let alone as a young individual to go and concentrate on building a business there or carrying out ventures there. And I look to the future, and I know certainly from the ages of about 26 right the way through till 36 or 37 was the time in which I made the largest amount of career progress in terms of business affairs. But I had certainty throughout that time. And I do not want to find that our coming generation immediately, who is at that stage in their life now, has nothing but uncertainty for that period of time. Now, what is this opportunity that has been provided to us? Yes, of course, it means that our young people have the opportunity to go and study in other places. It provides us with a larger landscape. It allows us to actually be brave about who we are. The United Kingdom has always been an internationalist outreach country. So why on earth should we be so frightened of our own neighbourhood? And then when I look globally, I see the following. I see countries with which we have very close relations. In some cases, beyond diplomatic relations. These are relations of family, and that is our Commonwealth. And in 12 years of the European Parliament, what have I found? That whenever those countries, and I speak in specifically about South Asia, an area I have some experience of dealing with, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, whenever it comes to those countries having issues in the European Union, it is London they contact for help. Because we are at that table. If we are no longer at that table, this argument that we become more valuable to the Commonwealth than we are today is an absolute fallacy. They will then be left with no choice but to contact Berlin as their first port of call, to contact Paris, Rome, Warsaw. What does that do for our bilateral relations and our standing with those Commonwealth countries? I see the European Union as a platform, one of several, that allows us the opportunity to reach out on an international stage across the globe and actually project ourselves and seize those opportunities. That's the type of nation we are, and those are the opportunities I do not want to see taken away from our coming generations. I hear much talk that nothing can change. Well, actually, that's not the case. Yesterday, I was speaking to a group of business people, once again in my patch in Lancashire, and they were all speaking about red tape, because my opponents keep repeating to you that businesses have had red tape thrust upon them to such an extent that they cannot cope. But I wonder how many people here, possibly also including my colleague, are actually aware that now, today, as I sit before you, small and medium-sized enterprises and micro-enterprises are exempt from those regulations unless the Commission come and get specific permission from the Parliament to include them. That is a British-led initiative that has been delivered by British MEPs, led by British Conservative MEPs, and I'm extremely proud of the fact that actually those reforms carry the name Karim on them. That's real delivery. It's not just real delivery for the UK, that's real delivery right across the European Union. I'm told that our national parliaments don't have enough say. Actually, here the point is this. This is not just about reforming the European Union. This is about reforming the way in which we as a country link in with the European Union. If we take a back seat or stand on the sidelines and just simply carp all the time, we are not going to get out of it what others who are properly engaged will get out of it. So if it is the case that our national parliament, many of my parliamentarian friends have said this to me, that by the time things get to them, it's far too late for them to do anything about it, then I have to say, then look at the role that has been carried out by the House of Commons EU Scrutiny Committee for the last 4 decades. Has it done anything other than use the EU as a punch bag? And if it had actually been carrying out scrutiny in the way that it's required to, then those colleagues would have been aware right from the outset. But once again, I have no doubt at all, the Leave side have been rubbishing all of these reforms, but this comes from constructive engagement. We today have now put in place systems which will allow national parliaments, not governments, but national parliaments, to have a much greater say in the way in which we make our legislation.
1 minute.
1 minute left. Okay, well, I'm going to finish simply with this. I finish right where I started. I cannot find a single argument to justify not providing to our future generations the benefits and the opportunities that I was provided by being in the European Union. I recall in the early 70s as a young child, the lights going out, and I recall where our economy was. Today we are the 4th, 5th largest economy in the world, and we've done all of that whilst being members of the European Union. So nobody can tell me that the EU holds us back. It doesn't. It's a platform. Use it.